It began as a humble hatchback, practical, compact, and built for the everyday driver. But over the decades, it evolved into a symbol of performance, culture, and reliability. This is the story of the Volkswagen Golf. From the iconic GTI to the blistering Golf R, we're diving into how this unassuming hatch became a global automotive legend. Welcome to Gearless Garage. Let's hit the road. 1. The birth of the Golf. The year was 1974. The automotive world was in flux. Fuel crises and emissions regulations were reshaping the industry. Volkswagen, fresh off the fading success of the Beetle, needed a new kind of car, one that looked forward, not back. Enter the Golf. Designed by the legendary Giorgetto Giugiaro, the Mk1 Golf debuted as a front-wheel drive, water-cooled hatchback. A radical departure from the rear-engine, air-cooled Beetle. It was boxy, modern, and surprisingly versatile. Affordable, reliable, and compact, the Golf was an instant hit across Europe. But little did the world know, something special was just around the corner. 2. The birth of the GTI. In 1976, Volkswagen engineers went rogue. A small group of them, working off the books, took the lightweight Golf chassis and dropped in a 1.6-liter fuel-injected engine from the Audi A8 GTE. They tuned the suspension, sharpened the handling, and added sportier trim, red accents, tartan seats, and that now iconic red stripe on the grille. The result? The Golf GTI, a car that would define an entire segment, the hot hatch. The original Mk1 GTI had just 110 horsepower, but thanks to its low weight and nimble handling, it punched way above its numbers. It wasn't just fast for a hatchback, it was genuinely fun to drive. And it was practical enough for everyday life. The GTI was the people's sports car. Affordable performance. And a new era had begun. 3. The hot hatch legacy. Through the 80s and 90s, the Golf continued to evolve, and so did the GTI. The Mk2 GTI brought more refinement and power, while maintaining that essential balance between performance and usability. In fact, many enthusiasts still consider the Mk2 one of the best all-rounders ever built. By the time the Mk3 arrived in 1991, the Golf had grown in size, safety, and sophistication. The GTI became more mature, some say too mature. It lost some of its edge, becoming softer and heavier. But Volkswagen was just getting started. 4. Enter the VR6. In the early 90s, Volkswagen introduced a new powertrain to the Golf lineup, the VR6. A compact six-cylinder engine packed into the engine bay of a front-wheel drive hatchback. The Mk3 Golf VR6 was smooth, torquey, and fast, with a unique engine note and a more upscale character. While it didn't wear the GTI badge in all markets, the VR6 was a crucial step in expanding the Golf's performance lineup beyond the traditional hot hatch. It set the stage for what was to come. 5. The turbocharged revolution. By the late 90s, turbocharging was the name of the game. The Mk4 GTI arrived with a 1.8T engine, finally bringing forced induction to the GTI badge. It was efficient, tunable, and reignited interest in the GTI brand. But this generation also brought something else, the first-ever Golf R. Known as the Golf R32, this beast packed a 3.2-liter VR6 engine and Volkswagen's new 4-motion all-wheel drive system. With 240 horsepower and a rumbling exhaust note, the R32 was a revelation. It was the most powerful and capable Golf ever built at the time, and the first production car to debut VW's now legendary dual-clutch DSG transmission. The Golf was no longer just a hot hatch. It was a genuine performance machine. 6. The rise of the Golf R. The R32 returned for the Mk5 generation with even more refinement, but the big leap came with the Mk6. Volkswagen dropped the VR6 and went turbocharged. The Mk6 Golf R featured a 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine and an upgraded all-wheel drive system. It was lighter, faster, and more agile than its predecessor. This set the tone for the modern era of the Golf R, sharp, precise, and brutally quick. The Mk7 Golf R took it even further, delivering over 290 horsepower, adaptive chassis control, and razor-sharp dynamics. With a sub-5-second 0 to 60 time, it could hang with sports cars costing twice as much. The GTI, meanwhile, also matured beautifully. The MK7 GTI was hailed as one of the best driving cars of its class. Balanced, composed, and endlessly engaging. 7. The culture of the Golf. But the Golf story isn't just about performance. It's about culture. From daily drivers and family cars to tuner builds and track day toys, the Golf has worn many hats. It's been embraced by every corner of car culture, from the German Autobahn to Californian car meets. Volkswagen's styling remained understated but purposeful. Clean lines, subtle aggression, and just enough attitude. The Golf has always walked the fine line between maturity and fun, and that's part of its magic. Whether you're driving a base model diesel or a fully built or pushing 500 horsepower, there's a Golf for everyone. 8. The modern era. Today, the Golf lives on in its 8th generation. The MK8 GTI and Golf R continue to push the envelope, now with even more tech, more power, and more capability. The MK8 GTI produces 241 horsepower, while the Golf R cranks out a wild 315 horsepower. It even features torque vectoring and a drift mode, yes, a drift mode, in a Golf. The interior is packed with digital displays and connected tech, though some purists miss the analog simplicity of earlier models. But what hasn't changed is the core philosophy, performance, practicality, and personality. 9. Why the Golf matters. So, what makes the Volkswagen Golf so special? It's the rare kind of car that evolves with its audience. It grows up, but it never forgets where it came from. It offers excitement without sacrifice. It's fun without being flashy. It's fast, but still grounded in the real world. From the OG GTI that kicked off the hot hatch revolution, to the modern Golf R that rivals sports sedans, the Golf has earned its place as a true automotive icon. From GTI to R, the Golf has risen through the ranks to become one of the most beloved and versatile cars in the world. A legacy that spans generations. A hatchback that became a hero. This was the story of the Volkswagen Golf. If you enjoyed the ride, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell for more stories from Gearless Garage. Until next time, keep it gearless.